Well, I'm here, y'all. I just ain't gonna be able to see me for a while because I'm back home after my little trip to New York for the concert. It was really, really nice. I enjoyed it. I think I spoke about it earlier this morning on my video because I was like really like couldn't sleep last night. Um, so I kind of stayed up pretty late last night and then got a couple of hours of sleep this morning. Got up to catch the worship on my church worship service this morning. But during the worship service I was supposed to be watching, I ended up falling asleep. But by the time I woke up, it was time for us to check out and be on our way. We ended up going to BBQs in New York, one of my favorite places. Me and my husband stopped there to get something to eat, and we wanted to make it home at least before 5 o'clock in the evening. We didn't want to get caught up in too much traffic coming out of New York over the weekend. So anyway, I think New Edition did a wonderful job. I think they gave everybody I just thought they did so well. Um, Hi, Carolyn. How are you? You still here with me? Praise God. Thank you, thank you, thank you for staying so faithfully here with me. You know, and I just think they did such a wonderful job in their performance. Of course, they up there now in age, but they still look good and they still got some moves on them. So I'm just going to say and everything to you all that has, you know, been patiently here with me. I'm glad you find Carolyn. Been patiently here with me because I've been fighting with some demons out here on these YouTube streets. And my husband was like, why don't you just stop it with all of this R. Kelly stuff? Because it was just like driving him crazy. And I'm up there and, he's the only person I could vent to and talk to because he really don't. He is just so crazy. He's like, look, we out having a good time. Leave that R. Kelly shit alone. Um, those people ain't they really out there for that man, and you probably the only one really care about the man, and you got your man, and you still fighting for a man. You saw it, listen. Yeah, so he was just like, it was just so funny. My husband was like, I don't know why you just going through all of this, baby. I was like, no, baby, I'm not. I just said to him and everything, no, it's not that. It's just that, I feel really passionate about this, because I didn't want to mislead people. I mean, it's funny when you like call sometimes to do certain things. It's kind of hard to explain that to even your spouse. It's really hard to explain that. And I just enjoy hearing more as I go along about R. Kelly, the story of R. Kelly and everything, like learning truth about what's going on. Of course, I was here for the injustice part. I came into this fight because I didn't like how R. Kelly was lynched like that by the public. The docu series, and after that, everybody just came after him. He was just like under fire, under attack, like disgusting. The way people was so cruel and so mean and so wicked. So I was an R. Kelly music lover, and I'm gonna say a fan of his music. As far as me really knowing a lot about him, as far as his life with his family and his relationship with his brothers and his what happened to him with his sister Teresa. I found all of this stuff out as I, went through these YouTube streets and finding content about him and hearing things about him. One of the first places I think I stopped at when I saw something on R. Kelly. Some of the places I stopped, I did peek in and see this Tasha K girl, and I was seeing how filthy she was saying things about Robert Sylvester Kelly, and I just couldn't really stomach it anymore. So I was like, you know what? Let me move on. This is not a channel that I think would, really interest me in anything about R. Kelly. So I just like moved on when I came to these YouTube streets. And then afterwards, I said, "Who next did I look at?" I think I was watching some Dawn Duchess, whatever her name was. She was like some, name whatever, but she was supposed to be some woman that was another against certain R. Kelly. She was not for R. Kelly. So I just moved on, and I was like, Dad, does anybody got anything kind to say about this man, the celebrity? I mean, about the R. Kelly, the R&B. And before, it used to be nothing but R. Kelly. Everybody loved R. Kelly, his music, and da da da. And I was like, I know there's got to be more some people out here that like him. I mean, come on, everybody's the whole world is against him. What did he do so horribly? I didn't watch the docuseries. I saw snippets of it, but I didn't really watch it at all, to be honest with you, because I know my phone was blowing up at the time, and my sister and my family members were calling me. My husband was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, he said, your boy, he was like, damn, they fucking him up. Like, how men talk, right? So I told him, look, baby, I don't even want to hear all of that. You can sit there and watch that crap. I will be right now. I'm not interested. That's when I just went to YouTube, and I just started to look at videos and people talking about the surviving R. Kelly, and I went through some of the anti R. Kelly channels, and there was this one, she was on there, and I tore her ass up, and I don't know, her name was, she was some chick that was oh my God, what is her name? This is how long it happened that I forgot these people, but since day her name was Since Day One or something like that. That is one channel and stuff, and I just got on there, and she was up there idolizing Tasha K, and she looked like a fucking crackhead. I was like, yo, you got a not a nerve. She just looked like she was off, and then she started sharing some stuff about her story about losing her kids, and and the sister. And I was like, then you don't need to be on no damn surviving R. Kelly shit. You need to be in some way of how to reconnect your life back with your family, get your goddamn life together with your kids. But she was more with her man than, I don't care. I was like, the fucking woman. I was just like, I know I said some crazy shit to her, but after that, she probably like blocked me, and went on, and then I came across the R. Kelly supporters. That's what I did. I came across some people that had some kind things to say, and one of the people that were doing their research on or what was going on the Surviving R. Kelly page was Nick at Night. And I listened to her, and I say she brought me a lot of comfort. How she was going into the stories of these women were telling on Surviving R. Kelly, and she was doing her part as far as giving her take and what she was discovering in their stories, their inconsistencies or whatever. And then also I came across Spicy Topics. I came across Sugar and Spice was her name back then. And Sugar and Spice, the little young Sugar and Spice and everything. And she was talking about the R. Kelly so-called alleged victims. And then I discovered some more channels as I went along. And then I started listening to um who else channel? I started listening to Phases, The Next Level, and then she started talking about the R. Kelly stuff, and she was talking about some of the women and everything, and bringing her own content about it, and bringing her own from what she viewed and her views and stuff about the R. Kelly, whatever. I also was on Facebook too a lot too with people talking about the R. Kelly. I did go to his fan pages and things like that, and people were very hurt, very upset, and it was a lot of anger that was being expressed. And I was part of that anger too, because I was like, I like R. Kelly. I like R. Kelly. Everybody know I love me some R. Kelly music now. I wanted him to be at my wedding and sing for me and all this other stuff. I was just like going crazy. And I was just like going really, really into this. So moving on and everything, back to my YouTubers, okay? Back to the YouTube channels. I started, exploring and finding and everything that we're having discussions on R. Kelly. Then I came across some of the men channels. I think I came across the first man channel I did come across at that time was Dr. Rice. I did come across his channel first. And on his channel, and I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. So the thing is that on his channel, I remember him saying he wasn't really an R. Kelly fan, but he just was looking at the inconsistencies of these women that were telling these that was part of this R. Kelly takedown thing, or you want to call it the alleged victim stories. So he was just like, he watched Lifetime, he saw it. He also expressed that he has a son as well. And, he just wanted to make sure that if he looking at something like this happening, especially within the black community, as black men being under attack like this, and I wouldn't say under attack. He didn't use quite those words, but he just was saying him as a man, and he has a son as well, a young son, and only knows what could be awaiting him in the future. So he just felt like he had to take some interest in hearing these things about these women. He didn't say they were lying. He didn't say they was telling the truth, but he was just seeing some inconsistencies there. And he was just also going over some things with us with the lore and everything else. And he had a very large amount of subscribers at the time. When he did have a large channel and people that came in and viewed with him and everything. And I really enjoyed the topics that he brought to his platform. I really enjoyed his content. I really enjoyed his talent, his gift, and all that he was able to pull out from this R. Kelly thing. So the next thing you know, he said that he had some people that was R. Kelly family members, and they wanted to come on his platform. He was going to have them come and introduce us to them on his platform, which he did. And then he introduced them, and I thought everything was going really well. And I thought these women were really, truly related to R. Kelly. I didn't go run out to go get all the details and the deepness and going to find his book, because really, I'm like, let me tell you this. Why I never bought Soul Coaster of R. Kelly, that book, because it was a ghostwriter that wrote it. It wasn't him. They just took places of his life and he told his story and people wrote it for him, because we all knew R. Kelly don't write. Like, he's not he write music, yes, but I'm saying a Soul Coaster was basically somebody else wrote his story. He didn't write his own story. So I just like, I'm gonna find some devil work in there, because when somebody else is writing your story, they gonna slip some shit up in there. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they know your weakness and you have some kind of disability where you have dyslexia or probably have some trouble spelling words and things like that, or trying to word things in a way where people could read it where it's coming from you. Put it that way. So anyway, that's the way I felt. So I never really went and bought the book and really wanted to get into his life like that. And then I seen this Demetrius Smith dude. He was going around and he was like, "Yeah," he says, "I'm an honest man. I'm a man of God." Da 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 da. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Toxic Diamond channel. There was so many channels that I was just like, really, like, okay, I like her channel, let me subscribe. I like this one, I like how he bringing stuff, I like how she bringing, that's what I did. These are people that were supposed to been in R. Kelly. I would say R. Kelly more in neutral channels, and they were die hard for R. Kelly, and then there was channels that were just like, just trying to really like be fair here. I'm trying to hear both sides, and I'm just trying to figure this whole thing out. That was Dr. Rice's channel, and I was like okay with it, because he didn't come with anything attacking R. Kelly. He just trying to be very careful what he was saying and how he was dealing with emotions out there with people who were for and not for R. Kelly. So he was trying to be more neutral. And then he also said something about the marriage with R. Kelly and Aaliyah. And he did say something like, I do believe that he did marry Aaliyah. And I do remember him saying that. But he also expressed why he felt that way. And as far as about this 12-year-old that he was with, that somebody came and said about him saying, I asked Dr. Rice about it. And he said, I did say it. But I was talking about it in a way where I was trying to say what they're going to try to look at. He was talking about it from in the indictment, like how they was going to make the girl. That's what that needs to be more worried about, is that 12-year-old that they got in this indictment. And that's when everything was like, everybody just took it for whatever they can take it for and just try to run with it and make it something. Oh man, come on. I don't know why I didn't put my phone. People find the craziest times to call, and I'm not answering my phone this time of night. I'm sorry. I just don't do that. Now, my husband is home, and there's no reason for me to have it up on anyway. He is home, okay, resting. So, anyway, like I said, um, like I was saying and everything, R. Kelly, that's what Dr. Rice has said. Let's go back. What Dr. Rice has said. So some people were just looking for a way to attack Dr. Rice, and they was going to use that to get people to attack Dr. Rice, especially the R. Kelly supporters that they stole from Dr. Rice's platform. Okay, and when people got some agenda and they got a hidden agenda, they're going to try to use it to their advantage whenever they can, an opportunity to come for you. That's how the devil runs. That's how the devil works. Whenever they can find an opportunity to come for you for some reason, they're gonna try to find that way to ease their way right on in and cause all kind of nonsense. So you got to be careful with people like that. You really do. You really, really do. Okay, because I didn't appreciate it, and when I heard it, I say, oh my God. And I was so glad that Dr. Rice had his channel. He came live on his channel to answer any questions that anybody had for him. And I was really pleased with that. And I thought that was an honorable thing to do. Let it hear it from his mouth. And that question, nobody asked him, but I asked him the question. And I asked him the question when I got off the live with him. I asked him the question in his comment. I left that on the comment and he did respond. And he did say it. And I said, okay, I don't remember you saying it. And then when he was saying that somebody else, like I was just saying, he was just expressing some things to us that if y'all need to hear the truth from me, my truth, okay, my side of the story of things, which he never really spoke to us about what really happened with him and that other person that used to be on his platform. That person that brought those two women to his platform saying that they were R. Kelly cousins. I'm sorry, R. Kelly's sisters, and they were related to him from his father's side. Now, some of you might already knew that they were not truly his sisters because, like I said, you read his book, you know who his family members are, you know there was a sister he did have, an older sister, Teresa, his brother Bruce, and his brother Carrie. So then I heard Tasha K calling it out like, those are not R. Kelly sisters. Those women are not his real, those are fake sisters. She called it out too. And then I heard it called out from a lot of other people. But you know what? This is how KC is. Even though everybody else is saying it, don't mean that KC has to agree with it. Just like some of you may not agree with some of the things I say, and it's okay right now because you ain't see it yet. It's okay. I want to go by what I see, not by from what somebody else tells me. That's how I rock. When everybody was coming for Dana, I thought Dana was really truly a R. Kelly supporter, and he probably is. He's just in his own way. He's in it for R. Kelly, but he's also in it for whatever he can also profit off of in this whole sector of R. Kelly. Okay, so as everybody came for different reasons to this fight. Some people came just for the drama. Some people came just to, be entertained or whatever. Some people came, like myself, who's passionate about this and want to really truly see that R. Kelly gets the right, um, get vindicated and also be justified. And that's the way I feel. I came because I didn't like the way everything started for him and how it ended for him and to go to the place where he's at right now. I just didn't like it. And I was just out here just searching for truth. And I am following the truth because I'm using my own mind and seeing it from my own lens of what I've seen from the people that came into support Robert Sylvester Kelly, the ones who set claim to be here for him. And when this woman brought these women on his platform, I wanted to take it for, yeah, they could be related. That could be family. And people want to just put stuff out there to just make it look bad for R. Kelly, that he can't get no support from not even his own loved ones or whatever. This is how I felt. And then of course I started seeing that when the surviving R. Kelly thing went on, and they was doing they little surviving R. Kelly thing. I saw on a clip or video or whatever that they introducing his brother in prison, his brother Bruce. And they was like saying, oh, they really wanted to make it look really, really this bad for this man. They actually did it that low that they would go to a prison, and one coming just out of prison or maybe out of rehab, and they did one on him and making him say things in that docu-series about his brother. And that's when I heard Carrie say some stuff about when R. Kelly was acquitted from his first trial and how he bought himself out of the trouble he was in. It wasn't God that got him out. It was how he paid to get his. He said that his brother said, this is the stuff Carrie said, okay? And then another time, Carrie was sitting up there in jail, and he was in jail, prison, and then he gonna do a little rap song or whatever. I don't know if that was I don't know if that was Carrie, because the guy that looked in that video, if I see that video, that guy just didn't look like Carrie to me. Carrie had more of a bigger, wider, bigger, broader face. I don't know. Maybe Carrie was in jail and lost a few pounds and he was all cut in the face or whatever. I don't know. you know? When I say cut, I don't mean like physically like cut. I'm talking about like I'm saying his face was more like in a athletic form, like cut athletic form, whatever. That's what I'm speaking on. Not knives and cuts and slices like that. But I'm just saying it didn't look like him to me. And it was a guy doing a rap video like, yeah, dude, you did this and you did that and you was this guy. And that was the kind of dude that was up in the video saying slandering his brother like that. And R. Kelly just had a lot going on at the time, and I just wanted to just be there to support him and pray for him, and just like think about the fact that this ain't right. I love your music. I love most of the songs you made, and just about every song you made. I think you're a genius. I love that talented. You know, it's just like seeing him. I was just like, oh my God, And like I said, I don't look at people from their past. I see what I see in front of me. And I didn't want to see what I saw in front of me, what they did to R. Kelly. Okay. I just didn't appreciate that or doing that too. It was harming me so deeply. And I was just about a couple of nights, I cried. I cried, especially when he was taken in by Homeland Security that July. And he had that interview, even when he did the interview and people were making memes about it and laughing about it and thinking it was funny, I was very upset about that. I was like, how the hell could y'all do this? This man has not been proven guilty in a court of law, and you people are just attacking and coming from all different places of your whatever demons you dealing with or whatever else, just to take it out on R. Kelly. He didn't do all these horrible things. We don't know if these stories are true. Y'all need to stop. Then I listened to a lot of interviews with Drea on it. I was like, oh, I could just snatch her baby hair right off the screen or whatever. It was just a lot of stuff that was motions was going through me. I was just like, and I just was like, I was finding a place where I could just really find people that really supported this man. And I was just like really going around, and I found that's when I came across some of the channels I subscribed to. And took them for who they said they were. You know what I'm saying? Took them for really what they said they were here to do. They were here as to help with the dynamics of this family. And I know what they meant by the dynamics of this family and stuff like that. That's what they said they came to do. And they brought lying sisters and people like, just be honest. That's what I say to people. Don't make it more complicated than what it already is. Just come out and say, look, I just wanted to come and support, and I just saw all of the things that people were dragging and made it seem like he didn't have a family, to really come out and support him. So we came and we presented ourselves as R. Kelly's relatives and family or whatever. We took that part in this fight to get to know him and everything and try to represent him as his family. Maybe that was the thing. I don't know. You said that R. Kelly spoke with you and the sisters, and he gave you certain roles to play and all this other stuff to help defend him and be there for him and in comforting him and supporting him, whatever it the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't like dishonesty. And I know a lot of people were attacking and saying y'all weren't family, and I truly believe y'all were. Somewhere on the line, I thought y'all were really truly there for them. But then when I'm hearing maybe y'all were supporting him financially. I don't know. Maybe y'all biggest, maybe y'all got some cash or money or whatever y'all got in y'all life that y'all taking and making investments in him right now for his legal defense. I don't know. You don't have to really tell me all of that, but I'm just saying for your reason for coming, you could be more honest. Well, even if we tell you the truth, y'all don't want to believe the truth. But don't try to attack somebody else's channel. Don't try to destroy another man's work, what he put in and what he built, or whatever, whether he wanted to be there to go along with you or not, or you didn't want to go along with him or not. But I just thought it was kind of a low hit when you came and made let me say, like came out and said something and then threw this rock, I would say, and hid your hands, and then went and tell, like this is these same people that you up here trying to defend or be a part of are the same people that dragged you all through the damn streets of YouTube, called you all kind of horrible, disgusting names, and put shit out there about you. I will never give those people any kind of credit. I don't give a damn. If they dirty and they filthy like that and they dragged you and they just put you out there and said all kind of horrible things about your reputation out there, whatever like that, those people will never get any kind of credit from me. And especially when they threaten to take my life or do things to harm me. I just couldn't believe it. But when Dr. Rice was getting dragged, this was your time to step in for the brother and say, look, y'all, me and him had our whatever problems we had. See, everybody can't be like me. But then you call yourself knowing the word of God. But some people just haven't arrived at that level yet. But don't ever come at me about my faith and my walk with the Lord and what I do as a Christian and gonna get me out there and try to play stupid little games like that with your little subscribers on your channel to try to out me like that. Okay? Because when you were getting dragged and put out there on these streets of YouTube, your reputation, I defended you too. And I just felt that Dr. Rice deserved the same treatment, just like I felt that DJ Tyson in some way deserved some kind of defense too. When people were just out here doing harmful, mean, cruel, ugly, wicked things to people on these YouTube streets. People can agree or disagree, get along or don't get along, but there's certain things you just don't do. Okay? That was horrible. I thought it was disgusting. And then I turned around and I turned around and I tried to lay it down. You know what I'm saying? I came to your channel. Then that's when you try to come at me or whatever, this, that, and the other, because you was all big and bold on your channel. But I always have to remind people, remember where you came from. The channel you came from Dr. Rice's channel. If it wasn't for Dr. Rice to introduce who you were, we wouldn't know who you are. Okay? Then on top of that, I believe that you were here for the real love and support for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, but it really wasn't about Robert Sylvester Kelly. It was about you. Okay? All your channel talks about is you. Showing off about what you got. And that's why I put my title in there. Manipulative objects does not bring you no real true happiness, sweetheart. If you really happy, that ain't something that has to be on display about what you got all the time. And got to throw up in people's face about your doctorate's degree and your great, you had a great, I would say, you was, put it this way, your education on people. You think you know every goddamn thing else. You think you smarter than every goddamn body out here. But you ain't as smart as you think you are. And you want to do videos on inspiration. You want to do videos on coaching people. You can't coach me a motherfucking thing. Okay? You need the coaching. You need somebody to walk you through on some shit. Because you got a whole lot of shit going on, and I could see it. Anytime you got to feel like you got to be a part of something all the time, or you got to be a part of a group and you got to be a groupie and shit all the time, you got fucking issues. When you just can't be a boss chick on your own and just standing and holding your own. You don't need a crowd of friends to make you somebody. There's some deep, deep issues that this woman is dealing with, and I see it. Those manipulative things she got in life does not bring her no goddamn happiness. Because you still got to go home to a lonely house. You still got to cook a meal just for yourself. No one to share your happiness with. Just lonely, sad, miserable, unhappy. Because I saw when you got up on last night, because I was still up. Like I said, I couldn't sleep. And there was just some stuff I was wrestling with. You know, maybe I was so hyped up from the concert. Maybe, I don't know. It was just so kind of shit just fucking keeping me up. I did get a couple hours of sleep, but I woke up. I did get a couple hours of sleep, but I woke up. You know, I was in and out, napping, whatever. But anyway, I went on, and then you put this video up. I saw the video, and then you was talking in your chat. See, when you not guilty about something, you don't got to keep explaining shit to people. You don't even have to even keep talking about it, because I see how you come on the scene. You always talk about you don't want to be a part of no drama, no, but you start a whole lot of shit. You do. You start a lot of shit. You should have left well enough alone, like I said. You didn't have to fucking include yourself in nothing about Dr. Rice. You should have just moved on and just went on with your life. Because the shit is that your hands ain't clean in it either. And like I said, you was rocking with him at some point. The wicked don't prosper because your platform is going to stay nowhere but where it's at. Just like another person I know who did the same shit to somebody they were rocking with. And when shit got heated, they threw them under the bus and they just went on and built up their own channel and took that fucking person's subscribers with them. Took their subscribers, okay? That platform subscribers, not their own, but went out and took they motherfucking subscribers. See, some things you don't do, you don't take from somebody else's house. Whatever was in that house and you leave, and you leave them goodbye and you go somewhere else. You ain't even have to open up taking his platform or anything to take with you from that person's platform, the person, that evil person that you used to rock with. Get what I'm saying? Because I know I watch a lot of old, like biblical stories, movies, and Roman empires and things like that. I see once they clean house, when they want to get rid of people that used to work under one person, another ruler at the time, they take everybody the fuck out. Okay? Because they don't leave none of that shit that was used to be on that rock with that king or whoever before they overthrow his ass. They take all his shit out with him. And some Egyptian, Egypt, when the Pharaoh died and everything, some of his servants had to go along with him. They used to bury them all, and there's a reason they do that. You don't want to take some people with you when you are called to do, when you gotta, you say you gotta, whatever. You can't take from another man's place. I'm sorry. If those were his people over there, you should have left his people with him. And even encourage them to go back to him. Because that's what I tell motherfuckers here. Don't come to my channel if you rock with certain people that I don't fuck with. Go back to them. Don't come here with the bullshit. Or maybe you could have just been like me, where you can just do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I was moving around. I was subscribed to some channels or whatever like that until I found, I've subscribed to a lot, of R. Kelly supporter channels, believing they were really, truly here for R. Kelly. And they weren't here for R. Kelly. They were here for their own selfish reason. So I don't fuck with them no more. There's a lot that I deleted. I deleted a lot of channels that they could be, good channels or whatever like that. And I'm going to say this about them though. They could be good channels or whatever, but my spirit just don't rock with them like that. Hi, I write solo. Yes, I'm cussing, girl, because that's how I'm fighting these demons out here on these YouTube streets. But I was just talking about how you doing, sweetie? Yes. No, I'm just trying to bring some real stuff here, to stop the confusion out here on these streets about following certain people, channels, or whatever. Because the person said to me, they said, if you don't want to be a part of this channel, if you feel that this channel ain't the right channel for you, no, it's not the right channel for me because I saw you do something that I just didn't think was right. And I don't rock with people that do stuff like that. I'm sorry. I just don't. Dirty, underhanded stuff like that. I just don't rock with you. Because I try to keep my heart right and my hands clean. So you're right. I had to get away from it. And just the other day, the one of the people was in my chat said to me that maybe I should just stay on my own channel. And she was right. And you were 100% right. Now I just was like to still stay with some channels, but I'm just gonna be very, very careful about who I really want to stay with. Now, the people I know I want to stay with for sure, who has been consistent with me. They have been consistent and they have not really deceived me or done anything to harm my spirit was Prima Donna. I like her channel. She brings great research. She go over some things with us. She brings stuff that can really support her, what's going on right now of what's taking place. I like her channel. She stayed to herself. She stayed self to herself. She don't fuck with nobody really. So I like her. She just into doing what she do. That's it. I like her. I'm also gonna say like I said, I like Dr. Rice. I'm still hanging in there with him, regardless of all the shit that they trying to put out there about the man. I still like the man. I still like what he do on his channel or whatever, and I support that. And also A View from Tracy Point. I really enjoy listening to A View from Tracy. She really don't, you know, get into all of this craziness. And also, I will say, I like One Papu. She was one channel I subscribed to when she was, moving around, just like me, moving around, you know, on these YouTube streets as a R. Kelly. I know that's right. Thank you, Truth. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, so I like A View from Tracy. Like I said, none of these people ain't taking me off my square. I'm just keeping it like a hundred. They can gonna get Casey or they gonna get Karen. Either one, because my real name is Karen. And when you hear that cussing and you hear that come out of me, that's Karen. Casey is you gonna hear the other side. You're gonna hear that nice spiritual woman talking or whatever. So I'm just saying like who I like as far as so far that the channels that I'm coming down to, and I'm saying that have really been faithfully working, even though they do their other things on their channel, but I still enjoy listening to them from time to time. They never disrespected me. They always been cool with me. Even if they don't agree with me, they don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, One Papoose, I like her channel. I think she's great. I think she sometimes could be very funny. And I think she's a passion, and I think she does have a genuine heart. I really truly do. Even though people might misunderstand her in a way, but she's genuine. She's a genuine person. She's a real person. She like you, she don't. And if she ain't gonna fuck with you, she ain't gonna fuck with you. It is what it is. you know, and she just keeps it right there from straight from the gate. That's what I like about her. And I feel the same way about my girl Sky Zone. Sky Zone don't want to fuck with you, she won't fuck with you. Point blank, period. And if she have to tell you to go somewhere with the bullshit, she will tell you to go somewhere with the bullshit. And won't ever have to come back here again. And we don't never have to see each other again. We don't even have to greet each other on these streets. If I see you, you see me, just pass each other right the fuck on by. That's Sky Zone. She's another genuine. real sister. I mean, she could do, she could light you up, but I like her. She's been genuine. She's been real. She has never be treated me in no kind of horrible way. She has really been a sweetheart to me. Okay, I may not know how the rest of y'all might feel, but I'm just talking on my part about the channels that I have subscribed to and that I will continue to want to build and friendship. I mean, and be able to go as far as I can with them. That's it. As long as we cool. We cool. A sister that just stopped it by. A lot of y'all might be familiar with her. She's not a part of the R. Kelly group, but I do like her. Even though she comes, she rebuttals stuff, and I like her though. I like her, and it very rarely will find me to like somebody from the other side. But I like this sister. I think, we could be good with each other, even though we both rock with different teams. But I can truly understand some of the things she do try to come out and say to defend the women, on a woman point of view, just defending a woman's point of view of things. And, the older man, younger women type of thing, she ain't with that. A lot of older women ain't with that. I'm not with it either. But hey, if that's what people want for their children. And, I don't even want to get into that, but I'm just saying. And I discussed that with somebody. I said, who's Miss Walker? Angie Walker? I don't know her. I mean, I don't, Miss Walker is like, I met her on the YouTube. I know I'm familiar with her, but I never been to her channel, y'all. I just never been to her channel. She's neutral. She's one of those that will defend a woman's side and, and some things. That's what I heard about her. I never really been to her channel because, oh, okay, okay. I used to see her around. I think I met her on Levi when I was rocking with Levi. Yeah, I was rocking with Levi when I used to be subscriber. See, this is what I'm saying about deceitful people. When I was with Levi, I really enjoyed every time Levi came on and laughing and all that stuff until he got all caught up with this crazy shit with fucking DJ Tyson. That shit turned me the fuck off. And I probably would have still rocked with him if he wasn't doing that kind of crazy shit. To be honest, even though we all exposed the fact that he wasn't R. Kelly's cousin, I probably would have still fucking rocked with Levi. But the shit is that he fucked too much with that DJ Tyson, coming at DJ Tyson and all this gangster shit. And it just drives me. I'm like, I ain't with all of that. I just can't get with that. That's why I got away from his channel. Not that I don't like Levi and I have any hatred for Levi, but Levi be doing some crazy stuff. You got to be careful what you put in out here in the. It's just some things you just don't do. I'd be like, leave the man alone. Stop antagonizing him. Stop coming at him for this and coming at that. He never done anything. All he did was tell the people, oh, she's neutral. I ride solo. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to go over there though. Because I don't want to do any more R. Kelly's platforms, to be honest. After the experiences I done been through with people, I want to listen to people and I wouldn't subscribe. Maybe I would go visit maybe once in a while or whatever if I ain't got nothing else to do. But I remember her being around for a while. I do remember her. And I remember she used to be on a lot of our platforms. As a matter of fact, I really remember her. Now I remember her, Angela Walker. Yeah, she gets dragged a lot around here though. It's a lot of drama with her though, right? Isn't it always drama? She gonna cuss and scream and beat people up and all that other stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying, that's how much I pay attention to these people around here. Oh God, honest truth. That's how much I didn't even know you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying, like she just started a channel, right? Because, dang, this thing is crazy. She just started a channel, right? But I know she was a cusser too, right? Ain't she a cusser? I know I be cutting up. I can't even talk because I could go. Like I said, you either gonna get Casey or you gonna get Karen. Which one you want? Which one you want? Make your choice. AC McDaniel. Both of them are named, but Oh, using her bushes. Yeah. If you know what, I can't stay in the bushes. I don't do the bushes. Either I'm gonna come in and say hello and feel how the people gonna act when I get there. See, if I come in, I want you. I'm gonna come in and say hello. At least say hello. If I like what I hear, before I even come in, I'm just gonna hit the like button because I stopped by to let you know I stopped by, whether I liked everything you said or not. I know that's right. All right, Solo. You say she give people the same energy you did. That's what I do. I will give you because some people they do shit in a way where they trying to act like they not being funky and shady, but they are being funky and shady, and I know how to pull they motherfucking demon right on out. I can pull the truth out of their ass of who they really are and how they trying to hide and mask themselves. That's what I do. Cause I know people could be fucking shady. Like they'll tell you to come and support they fucking channel. You'll go over there, support them, give them a like, give them a view, even come in and say hello. But do they ever fucking walk and come and say hello to you and give you any kind of love and support? That's why I stopped going to a lot of channels. Because there's a lot of them don't even fucking come over here and even give me no love. Don't show me no support. No nothing. We supposed to, come on. Yep. I don't be staying on their channel all the time. I stay the fuck on my channel, on my platform. That's what I try to do. And to me, that's kind of wrong. You over there, and sometimes I'm generous to everybody. You know what I'm saying? When I support your channel, I don't give a fuck if I give you two, five, whatever dollars. You can sometimes come and say thank you, and you can sometimes stop by and say hello. Just saying thank you when you sitting up there taking my money, but then you can't come to my channel and say hello. I mean, maybe I'm not all that dramatic, like got all that much going on as whatever that you might got going on, but at least I do come out and give you some love. I show you some support. I get your numbers up. I get your views up and everything. Thank you, I Ride Solo. I love you too. You always been a kind person when you stop by. And I appreciate that. I really do. And I appreciate when people come by sometimes to hear KC and give KC some love and show KC some support or whatever. There's just some people, they always want you. Hello, Raquel. How you doing, sweetie? Yeah, so there's some people, and then I don't really be out here dragging them women. And I wanted to talk about that. And that's just I listen sometimes to some of the Teen Truth women, okay? And some of the things they want to share. I ain't talking about those ones that talk just like some of the ones over here do. I'm talking about the ones who try to at least try to bring some balance, like really try to make some sense of what they're saying. And I do listen to that because I don't agree that I should be out here talking about this young lady as well the way I hear some people say things about her. Because what happened between, I don't really know really what happened. I'm only going by what everybody else saying from the Gail interview, the Gail King interview, her being in the company of R. Kelly, her and Joycelyn, and all that other crazy stuff. But I still got to look at the fact that she's young. Okay. I am a 55-year-old woman. And that's what I'm saying. That frustrates some people. And when they come at and they want to get you and whatever they want to get at you with, they come and they say it and they saying the truth. You speaking the truth. We should not have to do it that way. If we don't like what Azrael, there's another way around that. And I said that from the beginning, even when all of this stuff took place, like I didn't like dragging her. I really didn't, because I really didn't know. When she told her story the first time on the Gail King, with all the distraction and confusion going on, it was kind of hard to hear what she was really saying because I already had it in my mind. This little young little gold digger, she was out there being a little hoe. She was out there giving it up. Da 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 da. But once I got down to the real truth of it, when I got down to the real truth of it, come on now. She was only under her parents' guidance, her parents' influence. Okay? So when you groomed up in a certain kind of way, that's what you know. And of course, you want to be there to, honor your parents. Come on now. that age, that's all she knew. Even if she did have some, they pimped her out with R. Kelly, and they pimped her out maybe even before R. Kelly. Groomed her before R. Kelly, knowing how to talk to a man, how you gotta give him a massage or do whatever you gotta do to seduce him, and all that other stuff. So this is a young woman, okay? Yeah. Now that I'm hearing the story that her mother put her up to doing these things. And the thing is that I fault, and I hate to say, I fault her father more than I fault the mother. And the reason I fault him is because you are supposed to put guard and protect your daughter. You were supposed to be over that those women in your household where you were supposed to be guarding them and protecting them. Don't get mad now that she don't been in the hands of another man when you should have protected her from ever getting into the hands, especially in the hands of a man with a reputation like R. Kelly. You sold your daughter to R. Kelly. You sold her virginity over to, well, I don't know if she was a virgin, but still, she was still very young. She was a young girl. Okay. You sold this young woman over to R. Kelly for whatever y'all was trying to profit off her. You prostituted your child, you pimped her out, and now you want to be mad at this man, and you want to be mad at, the attorney, appealing attorney, and all that stuff. You crazy, dude. You sold your daughter because your daughter, first of all, that would the if she was working on her music craft, the last man I wouldn't even took her to the fucking industry, period. Because I already know that what that industry do to young women, and you know what they do. You had enough world experience in this life to know what goes down in those motherfucking in that what goes on in the entertainment the industry of Hollywood and the industry of music in those places. Okay, it wouldn't have been R. Kelly, would have been somebody else. Okay, that's the way I look at it. My child, if it was my daughter, I would have tried to redirect her. I would have said, look, when I'm planning and I'm there helping them plan their future and getting involved in planning their education and their future with them. One thing I would have said to my daughter is that, baby, I understand you enjoy listening to music, but won't you study all kinds of music, and you can even sing in the church choir. The mother is the fault, period. Everybody wants to be angry with that woman. Yes, I could fault her, but you got to understand still, she is a weaker link herself because we don't know all what took place. Angelo had some part in it. I'm sorry. Even over the mother. No, he knew what the hell the mother was doing. Don't let that bullshit. No, because she even said it herself. She didn't just only talk about. She says my father is a manipulator. Go back and listen to the video when she was on the talk show. I mean, on the platform with Gail King. She says my parents know where I'm at. My father is a liar. My father is a manipulative person. Yes, she did. She called him out too. And I think he had more influence over it than the mother. He out here trying to be gangster. He want to beat up everybody that talk about my door. I punched this woman in her mouth. Look how that man talking. Do that sound like any kind of man that was a good example in his household or a good leader in his family of anything? No, he speaks violence. He speaks destructive. He speaks street all the time. That don't sound like a man that is innocent of any of what happened to his daughter and that Alice, and he did not know. He knew a lot. He probably told Alice, I'll beat your ass if you say it was me. Exactly. They both at fault. But he's more at fault because he's the fucking man. He's the head. There is no way no woman is controlling any fucking man. And especially when it comes to the child. If he really was, even if it, I mean, I'm gonna put it this way: she can control and manipulate in a way, but I'm just saying, like, he was the biggest influencer because of the fact that Azarel did not call out Alice first when she was on the Gayle King show. She talked about her parents, but she said, my father is a liar and a manipulator. And he's the one who's very manipulative. He was like, I'm going to put all your dirty, nasty photos out there. If I don't have, you send $20,000. Yeah, that part I can get. I ride solo, but it's just the way people just dog this girl. They just dog her. They just like really make it sound bad. And I said that to one of the pages I went to, and I said to the gentleman, I was like, look, don't put that stuff out there no more. Let's stop dragging her. Let's leave that shit alone. You know, then he was talking about this, and I said, well, he said, well, she could have made a better choice for herself. I said, at 17, none of us could have made any better choices for ourselves. We all fucked up at 17. We all got some fucked up shit going on with us when we 17. And especially when we have people like parents that she had to influence her and to put her out there like that. So no, we can't make very good conscious decisions very well at 17 fucking years old. So people need to stop the lying and the bullshit. And these grown women, like one of the women from the Teen Truth said, women need to stop saying these things. Women grown old enough to be this girl grandmother need to stop doing this. And I said that even before she said it, I said it before. People, we don't like Azarel. We don't like what she's doing right now. We don't like the way she is torturing da 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 herself and going after R. Kelly like she has been and the things she did to R. Kelly. But that's how silly little girls act, silly young women act. It is what it is. We all did that crazy stuff. A man don't want you no more. You gonna try to burn his damn house down like one of the TLC girls there. She died in her left eye or whatever. She went and burned her man's car. He tried to burn his house down and all that shit. And did some crazy stuff to him when he didn't want to deal with her no more. She just went crazy. Left eye, but she did. God bless her soul. And she was like around maybe in her early 20s at the time, and things like that. That's the emotions that come out of us. That's just the craziness in us. And when we at that age, we ain't just got it all together. We just ain't got it all together. We not level headed enough to have it all. We haven't really developed it mentally yet to know how to deal with a man, how to deal with the rejection of a man or whatever, without trying to break his car windows, even try to get him arrested and go to jail, lie and say he beat us up. And you saw that movie, what you call it again, even though she wasn't a young woman, but I'm just saying, like, crazy stuff just go through your head when you just get, you know, when you just gotta go through those emotions. And truly and honest, and I don't know if she cared about him. I don't know if she didn't care about him. I just don't know. But I'm just saying, and I'm talking from a woman perspective, and from a women are crazy when it comes to rejection, and especially when you really, really dealt with a man and you were really in love with him, and then he turned around and don't want to be with you no more. That is a very, you know, very crazy moment. It could bring out some crazy shit in you. They said we some unpredictable fucking creatures, and we are. And we were talking about these women prosecutors that took down they supposed to have won this fight with R. Kelly to get R. Kelly to really destroy him and everything else like that. And then it was a post about it, and the women looked so angry. I mean, the women looked so beat up and sad and tired and worn out. And I was like saying, and then I said, well, what about the fact that these women, and they hate you for the R. Kelly. They hate you is deep. For them to have went through that extreme, because these women were not being protected by their fathers from the predators that the sexual predators that violated them or whatever, or these women could have been violated by their own fathers. These women have been they went through that extreme for the takedown of Robert Sylvester Kelly, and they on a witch hunt or whatever, because R. Kelly got to pay for the men that hurt them and the men that didn't protect them, and that was their daddies that abandoned them or left them out there. We women, we dealing with a whole lot of shit, whether we know it or not. That's why I was just talking, me and my husband, we was just talking about the Old Testament today, right? On our way driving from New York. And of course, I had my cell phone with me. And as I was reading that part and everything, so I told my husband, we got to go back to the book of Judges. And I think that was in Judges 18. And it talks about the concubine. It talks about the Levite concubine, and that's when there was really no kind of rulership back then. And we going back into the Old Testament. So the concubine was unfaithful to her husband, which was the Levite. She was unfaithful to this man, and what she did is that she ran off and took off from her being in this concubine with him, and she went and took off to go back to her parents. She went and stayed with her father, whatever, whatever. But I'll give you the scriptures is I told you is in Judges. Okay, so I'm going somewhere with this, y'all. So y'all just hang in there with me. So she goes back. She goes stay with her father, and in those days, if a woman is unfaithful and disrespectful to her husband, they either cast her out or they kill her. That's it. Because once a woman is tainted like that, they feel she can be deadly. She can be dangerous. Okay? Because remember, we are the womb to that man, and we carry birth to the children, and they feel that she's evil. You know what I'm saying? She's evil. So they would kill that woman. So when she left her when she left her husband back to her father tried to stole time up with the man, because the Levite, and like, oh man, stay another night, stay another night, stay another night. So because he knew once this man got a hold back to his daughter, he was not going to ever see his daughter again. He knew that she was going to this was the end. Because if he came to get her, he came to get her because there was something that was going to happen to her. Okay? So the father of this Levite, the father of the concubine, the wife of the concubine wife, whatever, knew that this was what was going to be the end to his daughter's life. Once he got the hold, because he has no control over her no more, because of the fact that she's been with this man, and this man right now is who he sold her off to, and she is supposed to remain with him and no coming back to her father's house. But if she come back to her father's house, and if he come back to get her, that means that he did not send for her to go back to her father's house. You see what I'm saying? She's been disobedient. She did not do what she was, you know what I'm saying? She was unfaithful and da da da. So he knew when that Levite came for his daughter, that was going to be the end of her. Oh, that's how things were done in those days. They will not let a woman who's been violated to live, because she will find a way to destroy every man. This is from biblical, y'all. This is biblical. Spiritual world is a thing, and it happened that way back then. And it still happens that way for any woman to dishonor her marriage. In some countries, even in some cultures or whatever, they will kill her because of the fact that they feel she will be evil, to come to destroy man, woman, child, whatever. Jezebel. Okay? Once she's been tainted. So if you go through that Bible, you're going to see a lot of stories where there were women that wasn't respected. And then there was women that either had to stay faithful, because that's when Christ had to come and shed his blood in the New Testament to save these women as well. And that's why these women had to remain faithfully walking to Christ with Christ, because if they could go back out, they could not go. He said, because woman, sin no more. The woman that was the adulterous woman. Okay. The prostitute Mary Magdalene, they said it was his wife, but she stayed faithfully to Christ. Now, she lived her life for the Lord now. She couldn't live her life no more to the world like she used to. That's the only way that she's good, if she stay faithfully for the Lord. But if she don't, and she leaves her husband, she disobedient, or back then, and she went back to that life, her life will be worse than what it ever been before. And that's what I'm just going here with saying this, is that these women that came for Robert Sylvester Kelly, these women have, their hearts are evil. They don't give a shit, because of the simple fact that he's paying for these men, because that demon is on them. You know what I'm saying? That deeply rooted anger. Only way it can change if they just turn it over to the Lord, but they won't turn it over. They want to turn it over to the world, because they still dealing with that pain. They won't turn it over. Only way it will go away if they turn it over to Jesus. And these women don't look like they ready to give their life over to the Lord. They look like they are out to do the work of their father Satan. Just look at their faces. And that's why we having such a hard time of proving Robert Sylvester Kelly and his innocence. But God is going to justify. That's why we had to get Jennifer Bojang. Let's continue to keep praying for Jennifer. Let's keep her covered and everything else like that, because she gonna be fighting with some women. Her own, got to go up against the battle with these women, because maybe she was one of them prosecutors herself, and she turned to defense. So she turned, her life over to Christ in a way, to go to the battle, this fight with these terrorist women, this government of women. Because when a woman gets that power, when the woman gets that kind of power, it's hard. If it was men that was prosecutors or whatever like that, Robert Sylvester Kelly would have been acquitted. These are women. That's why they said a woman can never be president of the United States. They will throw away this country. This country will be destroyed. You hear me? Destroyed. There are just some things God is just not going to allow out of nature. Out of nature. It's just what it is, what it is. And this is just showing us, if we in the place of power, what we would do. It's showing us. In the spirit, it's showing us in the spirit. So I'm very afraid of any woman that don't have any love for Jesus and don't even want to give her life to Jesus, or dealing with any kind of pain in her life that she had been tainted, scorned, raped, you would say, a victim of rape, abandoned by her father. Those are the worst you can deal with. I had a relationship with my father. You know what I'm saying? And it was a pretty good relationship. My father, like I think I told the story before, my father had 7 daughters. He named each and every last one of us. And I'm pretty sure some of you else can understand where I'm going with this. Women that didn't have relationships with their fathers are the worst women. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I ain't gonna say that, because some people came to the understanding that they had a father from heaven that helped their mother to bring them up to be the right young lady and to make marry well and all that other good stuff, and find a good husband and all that. And then there's some who just still carrying baggage and hate and meanness and hatefulness. They can't know how to respect a man or love any man, real, true, lovely, love a man, without putting it in a place where it has to be built on certain things, um, manipulative things, I guess, and idols and money and all that other stuff to make them really feel like they really a happy wife, but they're not, and they never was, because of those things. It's about things, and they don't even have real true love for themselves to really be able to know how to really love anybody. Not no man. It's just, it's deep. It's deep, y'all. But anyway, y'all, I got to get myself to bed. I have to get up in the AM, get to work. Um, and we may be able to continue this conversation some other time. But like I said in my topic here, manipulative objects doesn't really bring anybody any true happiness. So, in that note, your girl Casey McDaniel, I'm out. Love you all. Be blessed. Peace.